again, welcome once again. It is the full plate quarterfinal where we're going to witness wonderful shots over in a very impressive color, sort of dark blue and gray. White socks, and of course the guys from the north, the GROS team in their traditional nice lovely blue color. Round of applause for both teams that are getting to the quarterfinals of the full plate, and they're going to battle it out to progress to the semi-finals of the plate championship. Battle on, guys. Of course, to meet the teams, customary we have the CEO of Veteran Sports Inc., Mr. Alvin Malakan, and he's going to be escorted by Mr. Dunga McDonald. J'aime ça donner les Brésiliens ici.
Yeah.
Dunga McDonald from Mackerson, a local Brazilian. Never Dunga from Brazil. All right, guys, they're going to battle it out. One team will be going home, one team will be staying in the competition. And the battle of the Dungas. What number are you in there? Number 11? Number 11, okay, well, all right. MON report, nice to have you guys in the competition. Nice outfit, nice uniform. The uniform will put excite music, so you'll have to put on a good show. I know you're all still in the Christmas spirit. Not only you, it goes in it too. So it should be a spirited affair. Enjoy the game, guys. Of course, the person's making their way here. Enjoy what it is, and welcome to Veteran for the final action.
Yes, of course. Welcome to the Philip Marsnick ground. That's of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2017. Before you, we have GROS in the blue coming up against MON REPOS Sharks in the deep blue shots on the grey shirt. GROS had a first kick, pushing the ball firmly here. Game is fresh, of course. I just started. And no problems yet with the ball being played there to number 15 over MON REPOS. Ball is being played gingerly in the defense of GROS fought there by Dorville, but his defense ended show that he recuperated this ball, and some good ball there being played on behalf of MON REPOS Sharks, and Descartes as this one is trying to cross it into the final third. And the heads went up in defense there for GROS still in possession. It was MON REPOS Sharks, but for a moment they are losing possession. MON REPOS Sharks yet to win the game in the tournament as yet. Some good control there by Keith St. Clair. And it looks to me Mike is ruled offside.
MON REPOS Sharks in their spanking new uniforms, making a big change from the earlier part of the season, earlier part of the tournament, where in the group stages they were wearing, I think it was an orange uniform. I have to look it up. That's brand new uniforms, Chinese. Somebody was good last year apparently, and so they got something nice from Santa.
Yes, of course. I must say, MON REPOS has been well looked after, Terry. Looking smart and in their new uniform. As you see that Mike is ruled offside. Grizzly in their customary blue and white. Alan Mosheri with the ball right now and doing a very good pass there to Stephen. Stephen losing possession. Mike is finding his man Kenny Fredrickson. He's not able to keep this one in play. Well, Terry, we're back here again. Grizzly and Mon Repos Sharks. Like I say, I previously said Mon Repos Sharks are looking for their first victory in the tournament. And of course, with the games we had last night, two wonderful games, and of course, we saw some goals being scored in those games the last night, and I'm just wondering if the same is going to happen tonight.
Well, Mon Repos have a new look in terms of their uniforms, but Grizzly, based on their record coming into this stage of the tournament, they have the best record of the teams in the plate tournament, having won actually 2 games. And it's not, I mean, if you're talking about a tournament where you're only playing 3 games, for you to have won 2 of them and still not made it into the main draw says a lot about the quality of your group, but also says that you are certainly one of the teams that ought to be in the upper echelons of the plate competition. So they won 2 games out of 3 in the preliminaries and had just the 1 loss. A goal difference, a positive goal difference +1, one of the few teams that you'll find in this stage of the plate tournament that is going to have a positive goal difference. I think there are just 3 of them in total. So they are looking pretty sharp going into this stage of the tournament and will feel very confident that they can get something out of the plate competition, and they should certainly be looking to advance past Mon Repos. As you've said, Mon Repos Sharks yet to win a game in the tournament, yet to score a goal in the tournament. Have conceded 13 goals, goal difference -13. So they are certainly looking like the whipping boys in this competition, and Grizzly, perhaps justifiably, as Mike goes on a break. Mike Phillip, he is well watched by a couple of Mon Repos defenders, I believe, including the captain Wilson. But another opportunity here for, and it is a goal. It is a goal. Wasn't entirely sure what was going on there, Chinese, but it is indeed a goal for Grizzly.
Yes, of course, Grizzly finding the back of the net, and there was no celebration to this one. It happened in a slouchy manner there, but in all, as long as it's at the back of the net, that's what that's counting, and the digits are counting there for Grizzly right now. They moved from 0-1, taking the lead over Mon Repos Sharks. And yes, of course, Mon Repos won 2 games. They were at 6 points coming off the preliminary round of matches. They did fairly well indeed, I must say. It was Grizzly, Central View Fort, and Mikud Veterans. They were all at 6 points in that particular group. Grizzly lost their spot by goal differences. Mon Repos Sharks in control of the ball game. Back to Edwin Wilson. Edwin is not controlling this one, had some pressure on him and giving it away. And some a good pass in there, Schumann Sylvester. This ball is lifted to Mike, and I don't think Mike is offside. And Mike is going to pounce on this one, putting it, oh my God, wide of the left upright. And Terry, Mike had the chance to put it 2-0 very early in the first half.
It really should be 2-0 here. A couple of good chances for Grizzly. Obviously, the first one, St. Clair just picking it up and slotting it past the custodian. in his brand new kit. But Manipur, new year, new uniforms. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as though much has changed in terms of their level of preparation for the tournament. They of course got into the main tournament having won the 16th ball competition, 3-team tournament, a mini tournament, playoff tournament, where you also saw the involvement of it was La Clery, and there was one other team, I can't recall the third team that was involved there, but the 3 teams involved in the mini tournament for the rights to join the main competition, and they were the lucky ones to well, I shouldn't say lucky, the ones to navigate the 16 ball tournament and get into the tournament proper, but they haven't had a great deal of luck, and I'm sure they'll be looking for better in 2017 should they make it back into the main draw of the tournament.
Yes, of course, Terry. First set of shocks, I see that don't draw blood very quickly. And that's the MON REPOS Sharks. Looking very smart in their new kit. Well, they just gave a corner there to Rosalie veterans. And it will be Kenny to take this one. It's a throw in there. A foul through there by Kenny. Throw in there to MON REPOS Sharks, Mario Stephen to do the honors. The ball is back with Mario Stephen. Bernard Gaston finding his man. Again, Bernard Gaston is trying to feed this one on the left flank. Well contested there. It was in the path of Descartes. Through in there to MON REPOS Sharks. To be taken by Anthony Shabatis, and he's given this one away, and Mike is receiving a very good ball there on the flank by Sylvester. Mike is trying to take on his man. Done so. Sylvester, again, some very good ball. He's finding elastic. Very good defending again on behalf of the MON REPOS Sharks. They are trying to build from defense. Descartes is finding Bernard. Bernard is back to Anthony Jabatis. Not controlling this one, and Edwin Wilson is trying to hustle back into the defense, trying to clear this one. Mike swinging this one across. And the keeper for a moment trying to punch this one over.
8-3-1-4. You left your headlights on.
And he's not
Once again, the driver
making any clean contact with this one there. And a corner was awarded there to Grosile.
PJ 8314. Headlights are on.
Well, Terry, I see some people already coming in.
All right, sir.
Yeah, the ground's already filling up. Had a good crowd last night. Some partisan support, of course, with Viewfort very much in action. Viewfort South very much in action in the early game. And then, of course, there was also some good support for Labrie as they got a big win over Congorians. 6-2 come from behind win. And they got the big victory, 6-2 over their opponents, Congorians. Congorians opening the scoring with 2 good goals within the first 10 minutes before the game was literally before the game was off the mark. They were already well underway, Congorians. Unfortunately, they had absolutely no depth, just one man on the bench, and they really couldn't deal with the fresher legs of the boys from Labrie.
Yes, of course, Labrie kept on making some change after change on Congo, and the Congo players didn't have the legs to carry on. And they suffered the defeat. 6-2. Mike is swinging this one in. Clearance there from the Sharks of MON REPOS. But again, proven to be very robust. At the back is Philip Bernard for Grosile. And this ball is pushed forward. And the keeper there doing some very good work there for MON REPOS. That's Ramon Robinson. Mon Repos Sharks still in control of the ball game. The whistle of the man in the middle went. A free kick to GROS veterans. Francis Barbalastic finding his man. Mike, this one was running away from Mike. And Kenny was ruled offside. And the man in the middle is having a word there with Sean Walter and also Edwin Wilson. Edwin Wilson is going to pipe this one long and hard, trying to find his man there, the number 17, Alan Mosheri, but didn't do so. Elastic is trying to sail this one over the head of the keeper, but eluding both the keeper and the transversal. There you see Elastic looking for the second goal there for GROS. Edwin Wilson again trying to find his man there. Alan Mosheri didn't control this one the way that he would have wished, and it's Everton Rages there for GROS. Oh, what a wonderful turn, and his rule offside. It was Keith St. Clair there. Well, Terry, GROS are putting the passes together right now, and trying to get the second goal. Just asking some questions here.
GROS asking some very stiff questions, and they are looking at putting a beating on MON Repos Sharks, and as well they should. In terms of confidence levels, you would think that they'd come in here very, very much buoyed by their performance throughout the course of the early part of the tournament. The preliminaries, they did very well, and they would certainly be looking forward to add to their tally. Scored 7 goals and conceded 6 in the first part of the competition. So they'll be feeling good about their chances going up against MON Repos Sharks. But Sharks have the ball. They're in the 18-yard box. They're about to try to see if they can pry the defense loose. Unfortunately, they cannot. The ball comes right back out and goes straight back to GROS. And it looks as though they're trying to find Baba Elastic. In fact, trying to get through to Mike Phillips once again, and unfortunately they turned the ball over.
Yes, of course, it was Baba Elastic trying to find Mike Phillips there. But again, you see MON Repos Sharks doing some very good work in defense with Edwin Wilson. Here comes again GROS from defense, trying to build an attack. Andrew finding his man back in defense, and Dorville again finding Sylvester. He was trying to find Kenny there, but a boot was put in there by Mario Steven of MON Repos Sharks. A throw in there to be taken. Andrew taking the throw. And the flag of the man on the near side went up. Edwin Wilson will be taking the spot kick for MON Repos Sharks. I'm wondering when the Sharks are going to do some biting to draw out some blood from GROS. Some good control there, it looks to me. Like Arlen there, but losing possession is GROS. The Sharks. They're trying to build an attack there, but cut short again. Wilson finding his man, a little 1-2 there. from Stephen. A burst of fury there from Phil Jensen. And trying to get into the defense of GROS. Some very good work being done by the defense of GROS there. And this one is piped right back to the keeper there. Well accepted in his arm. Alan Mosheri was going goal bound. First attack there for the Sharks. And they're looking very promising. It seems to me that they're opening their eyes and waking up.
They're opening up their defense is what they're doing, because back at the other end of the pitch, GROS a little bit careless with the ball, but they certainly are able to keep it much better than the Sharks, and they certainly are looking much likelier to get a second goal than Monipur are looking to get their first.
Yes, very true indeed, because that was the first attack there from the Sharks, and repeatedly GROS has been attacking from every angle, and they're looking very good, being at 1-0. The Sharks are trying to get this ball out of their defense, and I'm seeing that it looks like a Dorville. He had his studs there on one of the defenders from the Sharks. It looks to me like Anthony Jabatis. Jabatis is finding his man, Alan Mosheri. Mosheri again, a lovely pass. Oh, what a lovely touch there from the Sharks. But it looks to me like a Dorville in defense, and good work there by Dorville. Finding his man again. GROS is looking very poised on the ball, trying to make some passes and being equal to the task. Babalastic is trying to find Mike. Mike is in control of the ball right now, and he's just trying to lift this one over the head of the keeper. And so it went over the head of the keeper and the transversal. We've just illumined the place. You can see the beams of the light shining right now. It takes about 15 minutes or so to come to its full capacity. The dreadlocks, Rastafarian there for the Sharks, putting some good passes together there, and a lovely pass to the flank, and it looks to me like a Thaddeus Gaston in control of the ball game there right now, crossing this one. Good defending from Philip Bernard of GROS. A little 1-2 there. GROS is still in control of the ball game. They're trying to find Babalastic, but it was Keith St. Clair. And this time the ball is back with us, Keith St. Clair. But giving chases the defender there from the Sharks. And he was called by Edwin Wilson, Mario Steven, finding Edwin Wilson. Bernard Gaston. Gaston is trying to find his man, Anthony Jabatis. Jabatis back there with his compatriot, Descat. And this ball was pushed with too much velocity there, trying to find the man in the forward position. And you see Bernard Gaston had his hands. That was Kenny Fredericks there. He was impeded. Oh, what a wonderful goal. And this is the second one in a long time coming. And it looks to me like Everton rages there, finding the back of the net. And this is the second goal in a long time coming for
a long time coming. Well, I don't think they're going to be too much longer coming with more of these. Chinese GROS looking much the better team. As we said, that is to be expected. Monipur looking better in terms of their attire, but not so much in terms of their results, not so much in terms of their readiness for this game. And it looks as though they're going to have a fairly short time in the plate competition. They should be out. I don't see a way back into this game for Monipur at this stage.
Yeah, Terry. It looks to me like Rosalie is going to exit the tournament without winning a game. Monrepo, that is, will exit the tournament without winning a game. They are down to Grosity right now. Edwin Wilson is trying to find his man there right now. That's Sean. Sean finding Anthony. Anthony is trying to lift this one gently across there. Finding Phil Jess, but some good defending there from Grosily. A good ball there by Regis. Finding Lastic, pushing it back into defense where Augustine Charles takes possession. Augustine Charles with Sylvester right now, lifting it gently. Back to Charles, and Charles is trying to find the man on the forward line there. Some very good ball been played by Grosily. And this one is pushed forward there for Sylvester to give chase. But Edwin Wilson had some other thoughts down his sleeves. The Sharks still in possession of the ball game. Mario Stephen trying to find his man. Done so. That's Joseph. The ball has gone into touch for throwing to Grosily. Sherman Sylvester takes on his man quite smartly. Is moving gingerly into the final third of the Sharks, and is given this one there, and it looks to me like the third goal for Grosily. Grosily finding the back of the net. It's Kevin Motley there finding the back of the net for Grosily in the first half of our first game here. Terry, Grosily via Kevin Motley this time going up 3-0.
We've already seen 12 goals scored in just 2 games on the Saturday evening, and now here we are Sunday evening at the Philip Master grounds down in Vieux-Fort. 3 goals to the goods already. The Grosily boys over the Monrepo Sharks, and just a reminder, the winner of this game advances to the semi-finals where they will go up against Vieux-Fort South in that next contest. So Grosily veterans looking on course for a North versus South clash with Vieux-Fort South. Vieux-Fort South winning 4-0 over BTC All-Stars. Already Grosily veterans are leading 3-0. And it could be said, of course, Chinese, that they probably had the easiest path to the semi-finals when you look at all of the people who were involved in the quarterfinals, and you look at Monrepo Sharks not having scored a goal, having conceded a whole 13 goals in the competition, and Grosily already coming in with a decent record, and they are certainly living up to that record here this evening.
Very true in speaking, Terry, and it looks to me like the quarterfinals producing even much more goals, which was scored in the preliminary round of matches already. We saw what happened last night, 4-0 and 6-2, and of course tonight the first half of our first game is already at 3-0. The Sharks trying to gain position and possession of this ball, but again Edwin Wilson trying to find his man in the midfield, doing so. Grosily had other plans down the sleeves. The number 3 of Grosily, that's Augustine Charles, is battling out. He had some help there from Kenny. Kenny again finding his man, Sylvester. Oh, some good dribbling skills there by the number 16, Stewart. But some mopping up there from the defense of the Sharks of Monrepo. Spot kick to be taken there by the Sharks. Descartes is finding his man, Jabatis. The ball went out for a throw. Sean finding Jabatis again, pushing this one forward to Descat with a burst of fury, but some other thoughts there by the defense of Grosely, trying to keep the Sharks silent here. And you see there, Jabatis is firing this one, causing no problems whatsoever for the man in there, goal there. Oh, Baba Elastic is just losing on this one. But there's a break there again. And he's just punching this one wide. It looks to me like Sherman Sylvester there. Or should it be Stuart Alcid punching this one wide? Very good control on the chest. He's spreading this one wide. Wide to find Anthony Jabatis. Jabatis again is with Sean. And Sean is just giving this ball away to Grosely, and Grosely is trying to make some break into the final third, but again, some very good ball being played by the Sharks of MON REPOS, keeping the defense clean, though they've suffered 3 goals here in the first half of our first game here tonight. Some lovely touches there from Grosely. Oh, he was doing some very good work there. That's Kenny. Kenny again trying to run on the defense of the Sharks. Grosely putting the ball together with some lovely passes. Dorville finding his man, back with Dorville again. Some good tackling there from Anthony Jabatis. Throw in there to Grosely, Dorville. Oh, Lastic was trying to play a 1-2 there. But the defense of Grosely, that's MON REPOS had all the ideas. It was Kevin Mortley giving chase. Yeah. Anthony playing straight into the defense of Grosely. Well contested. Francis Babalastic finding his man. And this one is lifted gingerly. Some good ball there from Mortley. Mortley finding his man, Kenny. Kenny pushing it wide. Grosely is holding the ball and possessing it the way that they should. Dorville waiting for somebody to do a run. He has to do a little trick with it and trying to take on Anthony there. Not very successful in doing so. The Sharks. Sean has loose possession of this ball. Trying to find his man there, but again, the Sharks proven to be very good in defense. The Dreadlocks man finding his keeper. A lovely 1-2 from the Sharks. Some good ball being played there by Joseph. And trying to find his man. And this ball is going out into touch for throwing to Grosely. It's still pretty quiet, Terry, though 3 goals has gone past the Sharks.
Yeah, I don't know that a lot of people would have been expecting a great deal from this particular fixture, but the second one, All Blacks and Dennery and against Sansbury, that one's going to be the one that's going to provide a lot of excitement to much more evenly matched teams. This one, Goosley really just toying almost with the Monipo Sharks, and the Sharks really unable to supply any sort of answers to what Goosley is doing. I don't think anybody will be too surprised by what they're seeing here this evening.
I would certainly agree with you on this one there, Terry. With the history of the Sharks coming from the preliminary round of matches and into the quarterfinals of the plate division, not having won a game as yet. And I think that they are going to exit the tournament not winning a single game. Like I always say, I was waiting for the Sharks to bite and draw out some blood. But I believe that some blood was drawn out of the Sharks. A throw in there to the Sharks. This one is lifted gingerly there, well controlled there by Joseph, and Joseph trying to find his man, that's Alan Mosheri, and the whistle went. The referee spotted an infringement. A free kick to the Sharks to be taken by Mosheri, Alan Mosheri. The Sharks are still in search of a goal here in the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Heads go up in defense for Grosley. Aerial ball being put down there, and it's a Babalastic, and I believe it's Motley there. Motley. And it's Mike giving chase, receiving from Motley. Well controlled. Oh, what a ball there from Mike, and it's Francis Babalastic is pushing this one at the back of the net and making it for Terry.
And you won't find many easier goals than that. Well created. The pass from Mike Phillip. A nice, easy slide through the defense. Just carved open the defense, as they would say. And Babalastic had all day to decide where to put that. And he just slotted it easily past the goalkeeper.
He's just displaying the qualities of the national coach there, Terry. Yes, of course, Francis Babalastic. Putting this one at the back of the net and making it a 4 for Grosley. He and Motley have been playing some very good ball. Motley and Mike putting this ball together there and giving Baba the touch to put it in the old onion bag, and the Sharks is off again. Alan Mosheri is finding his man, and the dreadlocks man on the left flank, on the right flank that is, trying to produce some magic. There is the number 12 for the Sharks, that's Walter, and losing possession. Mike is trying to take on his man. Motley, oh, what a flick over the head, and Motley is into the danger zone and firing his Motley. Just wide of the left upright. And the place has been illuminated. I'm not talking about the electricity. It's a Grosley veterans.
What's been the biggest scoreline that we've had in this tournament so far? I think it was probably the 5-1 Beaufort South beating Labrie veterans. The 4-goal margin, I think, is the biggest margin that we've seen so far in this competition, and we could surpass that this evening. The way things are going, I really believe that we could see a bigger victory in this match, because when you hair, it looks as though there could be more here. No, this stays at 4-0 so far. But yes, I think 5-1, 6-2 last night, 4-0 to veterans over Labrie veterans, and then 4-0 last night. The Beaufort South team winning 4-0. 4 goals has been the biggest margin, VSADC as well over the BTC All-Stars. In fact, no, we're missing one, Chinese. CARICOM Masters, they defeated these very same MON REPOS Sharks 6-0. That was the double hat-trick game. the double hat-trick game. There were hat-tricks scored by 2 players from CARICOM Masters. I think that was the tournament opener for CARICOM Masters. But yes, so that 6-0 would be the biggest margin. But then we've had a number of games where your margin has been 4 goals. But this one looks as though it is building up to something big for Grosley veterans. Can they surpass that 6-goal margin that was put up by the CARICOM Masters?
And remember, it was over the Mon REPOS Sharks. So Mon REPOS Sharks is in it tonight to face even a much bigger defeat. Imagine, because they already 4 goals to nil. Tonight. As the darkness is enshrouding the regions here down in the south. We're at the Philippe Marslin ground as the Sharks is trying to bite very hard, trying to draw some blood. Giving chase there is Anthony Jean-Baptiste. A 1-2 there, and I don't think some good booting there from Anthony Jean-Baptiste, receiving from Sean Walter with the outside of his foot. He's trying to find Sean Walter again, but some good defending on behalf of Grosley. Hey, Motley is with Mike. Some good ball there. Again, Motley is receiving wide to Mike. Mike taking control of the ball game, and he's finding Regis right now. Regis with arms wide open is pushing this one forward. Oh, what a cracker there! Oh my God, and it's all happening. It's Alcide.
But there's a problem with the Mon REPOS defense, and I think the Grosley boys have sussed it out very, very early, that they're able to basically ride on the last man. Mon REPOS back 4 is playing very, very flat and allowing gaps to be created, and they're not pressing very high. So they're playing deep, and they're just allowing Grosley a lot of space to work the ball in front of the defense before they're just able to sort out one of those creases. Here they are again, and you can see that they're already virtually at the edge of the defensive third. Are the Mon REPOS Sharks, and they're not doing anything to try to push Grosley up the field. In fact, here they are drifting back. They're under no pressure. The central defenders are drifting back, and they're actually creating and run straight at the heart.
Very well said, Terry. In saying this, I saw the last one, that is Edwin Wilson, when he was speaking to me. He came out of his position and trying to move forward, but still the defenders didn't step up with him. You understand? With them. Oh, this will cost them the 5th one. Yes, of course, the 5th goal there, and it's a 5-0 in the first half, Terry.
5-0 in the first half, and Mon REPOS are not just not finding answers, they are lost. They don't seem to have any concept of what they need to do in the back 4 in order to be able to at least press Grosley up the field. They're allowing Grosley all the width and latitude that they could possibly imagine, and Grosley taking full advantage. You heard somebody in the defense there calling out, and there was no response. Everybody basically stood around, let the Grosley boys knock the ball around, and you saw the result, 5-0.
Yes, of course, it had to be Edwin Wilson there, because he's controlling the defense, and he's trying to control the defense, and I'm not believing that the defenders are listening to him. They remaining flat in defense, and again remaining flat in defense. This is implying a pressure onto your defense, and Mike Phillips. Mike trying to find Baba. Motley in a hustle and a bustle there with Edwin Wilson. But the man in the middle had some other thoughts to this one. And this one is coming through there. And again, Grosley had a chance to go up 6 in the first half. And this one was eluding everybody there and going over the touchline. I
can tell you, Chani, in the preliminary portion of the competition, we had 87 goals in total, an average of just over 3.625, which is a fairly healthy average. I mean, it's a better average than we had last season. But this, with this weekend, this opening weekend of the quarterfinals, with the first game of 4 goals, the second game produced a further 8 goals, and we've already seen 5 here in the first half. We're in the dying minutes of the first half, but we could very well see yet another and see this getting to be a very, very big score. So we should be stretching way out past 100 goals this weekend.
Yes, already in 3 games, I think we have 17 goals already in the quarterfinal stages, which is the knockout stages. That of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Yeah, 2.5 games, not even 3 games yet. Grosley in control of the ball game from defense. Lastic is trying to find his man. Edwin Wilson has pushed himself into the midfield region there, trying to create some pressure. Edwin has left the defense and is trying to give some orders to the MON REPOS Sharks players. Rosalie veterans. This one is pushed right back into defense, and not taking control of this one is the MON REPOS Sharks, and giving it straight back to Grosley. A 1-2 there in defense from Grosley, and Edwin Wilson is contesting this one, but losing it to the defense of Grosley again. Elastic with Dorville. Dorville is trying to take on Edwin Wilson. Some good contesting there by Edwin Wilson, having a boot onto this one. Throw in there to be taken by Sean Walter. Ball is not handled properly there, and whistle of the man in the middle went.
And as a half-time whistle, it looks like. And Chinese, I can tell you, I've been on the right side. I've been fortunate enough to be on the right side of score lines like this. And one of the biggest dangers really is just that you sort of abandon your game plan because everybody figures that you need to go ahead and score. I mean, it's 5-0, you've taken the fight out of the opponent. You just want to just abandon your game plan and go ahead and try and get something for yourself, fill your own boots. And with the score 5-0, if that doesn't obtain in the second half, that I think that really is MON REPOS' only hope. And if that does not obtain in the second half, we could see 3 or 4 more goals in the second half of this one. If Oates Babalastic can keep the guys together and keep them working towards their game plan, MON REPOS, these Sharks, I think, are drowning.
Yes, Terry, and I think that will be the worst defeat in the tournament so far. And I must say that they are putting up a fight here in the first half of our first game today, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup in the Flow Plate Championship. It's 5-0. The Sharks are down to Grosley veterans. And yes, of course, we're back here at the Philippe Marslin ground. That's of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Veterans football for 2016-2017. And Grosley veterans coming up against the Sharks of MON REPOS. And in speaking, Mike Phillips was trying to find Motley there, and suppose that he was ruled offside. Trying to make this one the 6th goal for Grosley in counting.
The scoreline reads Grosley 5, MON REPOS 0. To be followed by our second encounter in the doubleheader, East versus West. January All Blacks taking on the boys from Ansari.
All is the dreadlocks man in defense for the Sharks. He's finding his man, that's Joseph. Joseph is trying to lift this one gingerly in the path of Bernard. But the defense of veterans of Grosley had some other tricks down the sleeves. Some good touch on the ball there by Deauville. But it looks to me like Bernard Gaston from the Sharks. That is some very good work. And a burst of fury there on the flank. And some good tackle in there in defense for the Grosley team. And the Sharks still yet to put the ball at the back of the net. There you see getting up from the green grass is Sean Walter. Walking gingerly to get the ball. Through in there to the Sharks over MON REPOS. Ball going into touch there. Grosley trying to build from defense. Some good touches there from Keith, finding his man, Elijah Daisy, and keep finding Baba. Baba is trying to feed this one there to Mike. Again, the Sharks starting from the defense. Walter is trying to take on his man there. Some good ball there. That's Descott had a butt to this one. Trying to play a 1-2 there with Walter. Elastic for Grosley in midfield. This ball was just given away to Alan Mosherry. And again, Mosherry is failing to produce some good ball there onto Walter. And in trying to control Walter, mishandled this one. And again, Francis Baba Oates, elastic, trying to find Mike. And the keeper there of the Sharks having to do some good cleanup there, and it looks like Motley is trying to pounce on this one, and Motley finding the back of the net for the 6th time for Grosley veterans.
And if you are a domino player, we call that a Sabbath. Grosley 6, MON REPOS 0. Big shout out to the man, never give up on the inside. Hawk to that.
6-0 it is in favor of Grosley veterans, and the Sharks of MON REPOS yet to bite and draw any blood out of Grosley. There you see Gaston. Thaddeus Gaston is trying to feed his compatriot there on the flank. That's Joseph. If a burst of fury there, Joseph still in control, trying to find his man. But again, the defense of Grosley is proven to be on par with Kenny. But the referee spotted an infringement there, a free kick to the Sharks, to be taken there by Alain Mosherry, swinging this one with the help of the wind, giving the keeper no problems there. That's a 0-0, Augustus Richard. Sheldon Frederick finding his defender, and some 1-2 passes there by Bernard Phillip. Mike. Oh, finding Mortley. Some good ball. They're holding it up there. Grosile just giving it away for a moment, and Thaddeus Gaston in control on the right flank for the Sharks. And wanting it again is the number 19 for the Sharks. That's Marcus Maffrey. But he was beat to the task in defense. Grosile on the move one more time. Well contested. Elijah DZ was trying to make a run there. And Alan Moshery had some other ideas. A throw in there by Elijah DZ. Oh, good ball. Dorville on the far side. Finding his man, Stewart. Stewart was a mishandle there by the number 7, Marius Steven. It was manhandled there by Marius, and Marius again. You see the Sharks fighting and fighting hard. A push there from Charles to his man, and again losing possession of the ball is the Sharks, but still putting up a fight. Elijah Desir. He's with Kenny. Kenny trying to find Oates. Oates, a flick to Philip. Philip with Oates again. And Mike, the favorite. Mike always there with a burst of fury on the right flank. Oates is trying to make a move. Reading this one very well there was Sean Walter from the defense of Sharks. MON Repo. Steven in the midfield. Trying to swing this one across for Gaston. Well controlled there by Gaston. Gaston is trying to find Bernard. They are the Gastons, Bernard Gaston and Thaddeus Gaston. Right now it's Bernard Gaston. It's back to Thaddeus Gaston. And Thaddeus looking to sell himself there in the defense. And some mopping up there by Edwin Wilson, or else Regis would have some music to be singing on the 7th goal. And a break there for Sharks of MON Repo. Oh, and he's just giving this ball away happily to Elijah Desir. But the Sharks back at it again. Gaston to Gaston, and the number 7 there, that's Steven, is trying to dance around his man. Losing possession, Mike. This one is coming off for Mike there, and a chance there from an aerial ball. It was Motley. Motley was ruled offside. Thaddeus Gaston. Oh, he was trying to find Bernard, and this one was cut short. Kenny finding his man. Some good passing there from Frederick. Lifting this one there, trying to find Mike. Some ill control there by Mike, giving the ball away to the Sharks. Charles trying to find his man there, Alan Moshery, and hustle and a bustle there from Charles. Relinquishing this ball to GROS. And it's Keith Sinclair, and he was robbed. And the Sharks are trying very hard indeed to find the back of the net. They're down by 6 goals. This is the second time they're suffering such worse defeat. They suffered 6 from the hands of CARICOM Masters in the preliminary round of games. And here they are facing 6 from GROS. Oh, some lovely trick there by Gaston. He's working very hard in the defense for the Sharks. McKenny. Kenny is going wide to Dorville. Dorville was beaten to it by Stephen. Stephen robbing him very clear of this one there. Gary Charles. A 1-2 again with Stephen, and Stephen just giving this ball away happily to Solomon. Solomon receiving there from Bernard. Bernard and Solomon in tandem working. Elijah just pushing this ball far away from his compatriot there, giving him some problems in trying to recuperate. The Sharks trying to put the ball together and just giving it away. Keith Sinclair and the number 13 there from the Sharks got into a mug there. That's Michael Filgers. Elastic is trying to find Motley, and Motley is trying to go across Edwin Wilson. Some very good work there by Edwin. And Edwin is finding Thaddeus Gaston. Thaddeus Gaston trying to take on his man, doing so quite well. And of course finding Joseph. But Joseph is unable to control. The ball goes out of touch, throw in taken by GROS. Some good passing there from Keith Sinclair. Elastic trying to find Mike on the far side. Mike is trying to take on his man. Trying to take on 2. There is Mike. Oh, lovely from Mike. And Mike is crossing this one in. And there was a foot there from the defense. Short. Well on target there from Stewart. The ball has gone over the touchline for a corner kick to GROS. Corner kick to be taken there by Mike, and it looks to me that one of the Monrepo Sharks players are still on the ground, and he's helped himself to his feet right now. Was Michael Filgers. A poor corner there taken. And we just seeing the players of Dennery All Blacks and that of the ancillary veterans engaging themselves in the warm-up activities. They are down to play next. Our second game here for tonight. Dennery All Blacks came out of the group of Mickwood veterans, GROS veterans, and Central Hugh Fort. Oh, this one was swung straight into the wall there from Kenny. Bernard Gaston trying to turn on his man, and he's done so quite well. On the flanker. The ball is back into the defense of the Sharks. Alan Mosheri finding his man again. This ball is in the path of Gaston. Gaston again had to bring down Elijah Desir in order to recuperate this ball. Motley is giving chase, and Motley is feeling very vibrant there. Motley finding his man. Showing Sylvester. Sylvester finding Kenny. Kenny is just giving this one away. And the Sharks here with Bernard. That's Gaston. This one is into the path of Thaddeus Gaston. And this one is lifted gingerly into touch by Elijah Desir. Throw in there to the Sharks. Across there from Charles. Not posing any threat onto Grosilier. Moving gingerly is Everton Regis. Trying to find his man there from the right defense is Grosilier. Not been done in a proper manner. That's Augustine Charles. They have to redeem themselves here in defense. And I think they've done so. Lovely passing there from Stuart Alcide. And again, a touch a bit too heavy on the ball. Sharks trying to build an attack. Some very good ball played. Gary Charles trying to play a 1-2 there with Alan Mosheri there, and just giving the ball away. Stuart Alcide. A lovely ball there. Some good ball being played by Stuart Alcide, trying to find Mike, and Mike dancing around one. And Mike is trying to find his partner there, and he's blazing this one over the transversal. Stuart Alcide producing some very good ball there, and again Mike returning the favor, and Alcide was just blazing this one straight over the transversal. A lucky number 7 for Grosilier, still in search for this a figure there. 6-0 it is in favor of the veterans of Grosilier.
What is some time now to pick up some of our sponsors, Private Alliance Insurance Company, Solution Insurance Limited, Flow, Solution Football Association, the Solution Distillers Limited, Thomas B. Apple Cider, Chairman's Reserve Rum, Fireball, Cinnamon Whiskey, Pizza Company, distributors of Marcus and Stout, Viewers for Whiskey and Lucas Hill, Sal Schuster, CEO Williams Group of Companies, the Blue Waters, HTS Radio St. Lucia, RJB Hotel Supplies.
Some very good work there by Edwin Wilson, cutting this attack short. Gaston, which is Bernard, finding his man. Some very good ball and a burst of fury there from Gaston. And it looks to me like the Sharks trying to bleed Grosilier here for their first goal, and some good goalkeeping there from Augustus Richard. Grosilier trying to build an attack on the left flank. Sylvester finding his man, Motley with Sylvester, and Sylvester is ruled offside. Motley, Sylvester and Stewart was playing some good trio ball there. You know, the tiki-taka. And Grosili had some other plans. Some robust defending there from Bernard Phillip. And he's in possession of the ball and he's fighting, oh my God, till the end with Sean Walter there. And the referee spotted an infringement in the favor of Grosili. Andrew finding his man in defense. Solomon Frederick has gone back to Augustus Richard, his goalkeeper. A little 1-2. Philip Bernard. Edwin Wilson trying to have a boot onto this one and being brought down straight in the midfield area there. In center circle. A free kick awarded there to the Sharks. Gaston, that's Thaddeus whipping this one low. This ball is back with Motley. And a good ball being served there for Keith St. Clair, and he's still fighting with Gaston to gain possession. And the ball is whipped over the touch area. Throw in there to Grosili. St. Clair around one. A good pass there from Philip. Finding Mike. Oh, Mike is trying to find Motley, and Motley is ruled offside. Some hard defending there from the Sharks of MON REPOS. A hand given on to Walter. Philip back in defense. Frederick finding his man. A good ball spirit there. Frederick again. Switching this one far. Finding Sylvester dancing around his man quite comfortably. He's pushing this one to Kenny. Losing possession. Losing to Sean Walter. The Sharks not putting the passes together there. Losing possession way too often. Some movement there from Gary Charles, and is losing the ball in the process, and again you see Mike is trying to dance around his opponent there. Not successfully done. Edwin Wilson finding Alan Moshiri. It's back to Edwin. Riskily just giving this one to Thaddeus Gaston. Gaston playing some good ball there to his midfielder. And again, you see the passes are not that equal there from Joseph back to Gaston. And the ball is just going out into a touch for throw in there to be taken there by Thaddeus Gaston. Trying to find his man. giving away the possession to Motley, and Mike is calling for it. And oh, Mike has gone away, and a sliding tackle there from Edwin Wilson, and I just saw that Mike giving up onto the chase and having a discussion with, implying that he gave him a tackle which was not that bad. A little gingerly tackle there from Edwin. That's what he's explaining. I don't know how gingerly it was. But it's all over between Edwin Wilson and Mike Walter in possession of the ball, finding his man, Mosherry. Mosherry is trying to push it forward there to Bernard Gaston. A burst of fury there from Bernard, taking on his man quite comfortably and blazing this one over the transversal is Bernard. Well, I'm alone in the commentary booth right now. Terry Finisterre has gone onto the green grass to take some photos of the ball game being played. And you are watching veterans football here, courtesy Joel's production. As usual, we have some strong wind being blown across the ground, straight from the sea, and the feather banners are flapping. We are here for my view there, and this ball is lifted into the final third, and no problem there for Richard, the keeper of Grosile, trusting his defense, starting from defense again is Grosile. Sylvester trying to find his man, some good ball from Grosile. Andrew finding Sylvester. Sylvester is back with Kenny. Kenny finding his compatriot there, Regis. Regis pushing this one forward. A lovely touch there. And tumbling down is St. Clair. And the referee has ruled it in the favor of St. Clair. A free kick there to Grosile. To be taken there by Baba Lastic, and chipping this one gingerly straight into the hands of the keeper, posing no threat, no problems there to Raymond. Motley controlling this one, and this one is on the foot of Baba Lastic, and he's placing this one gingerly there. A very good save from Raymond again. Baba was just trying to poke this one there to the left of the goalkeeper with arms reach. Just palming this one into touch for a corner. Keith St. Clair swinging this one in, and the linesman spotted this one going out and curling back in. With the wind here. The wind is a very good factor of the ball if you use it in the right trajectory. A throw in there to the Sharks. Motley is trying to bring this one down. Has done so. Finding his man. Oh, lovely control there by Sylvester. Sylvester is pushing this one to Motley, and Motley, it seems, going to find the 7th goal. And Motley, oh my God! Good save there again from the goalkeeper. And Motley had a second chance in blazing this one into the back of the net. And over the transversal it went.
VIS, 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 Veterans in Sports Inc.
And Thaddeus with a burst of fury on the right flank. Just giving this ball away there in the final third and inviting Grosley into the attack with Cliff Sinclair trying to salad Edwin Wilson, aka Fish, but there's no salad on this fish here tonight. Gaston is asking for it, and this ball is lifted not into the path of Gaston, but comfortably held by Bernard Philip, finding his man there. Kenny is lifting this one gingerly there. Francis Barbalastic to Keith St. Clair. St. Clair is trying to dance around his man, well contested in defense. MON REPOS Sharks again trying to build an attack. Charles. Walter was trying the acrobatic there. But the defense of Grosley proven to be very, very good indeed. Francis Babalastic swinging this one across to Shuman Sylvester. Sylvester on the left hand side. He's pushed it straight into the path of Mike, and Mike was just watching this one go. And the goalkeeper had a second thoughts there, thinking that this one was going in, but it just beat the left upright. Giving the ball away is the Sharks, and trying to control there is Gaston. And the ball is just moving away from him and going into touch. A throw in there for Grosley. Kenny receiving again. Good control there by Regis. Regis to Bernard. Bernard is coming back to Kenny. Francis Barbalastic to Mike. Mike. And I see that Keith is ruled offside. Yet to find the 7th goal in this match. Edwin Wilson is going wide to the left flank. This ball was in the path of Gaston, but some good defending there on the part of Grosley. Mike receiving there from Barbalastic, and again Mike was trying to put this one in the path of Keith St. Clair, but a touch too heavy. Aerial ball being brought down there.
And if you just joining us, quarterfinal action in the Big Championship.
Frederick losing possession there. Bernard Gaston trying to find Walter.
And it's all about next weekend. Yes, next weekend the Big
Elastic
Championship.
in the midfield, finding his man quite comfortably.
Valley Legends will take on the VSADC.
Mike.
And on the Sunday, Liquid Veterans versus Caricom Masters. Prophets and Kings taking on the home team of Central
Sylvester.
Beaufort. Lots of prizes to be won next weekend.
Giving this one away is Andrew, but the ball is back with Babalastic. And this time it's Mike. And Mike is receiving in an offside position.
And of course, don't forget we have Marcusson going 2 for 10. Marcusson going 2 for 10. And look out for the Marcusson giveaways.
Gaston was on the wrong side of this ball there. Giving possession away to Grosile. Oates is looking to find his man there. Sherman Sylvester there, and he's ruled offside. Grosile is still looking for their 7th goal. Putting up a resistance is the Sharks of MON REPOS, but yet to bite, to draw some blood. Thaddeus Gaston trying to create inroads there on Bernard Phillip, but some good contesting there from Bernard. With a little help there from Walter in getting off the ground. Andrew finding Lastique. Lastique is trying to find Keith St. Clair. And St. Clair controlling this ball game there, but just giving possession away onto Joseph. This time is Mike. Mike is trying to take on Fish there. And Mike is putting this one at the back of the net. 7-0 it is. Well, previously, Mike was trying to do some dribbling skills on Fish, and Fish had the boot out for him. But on the second occasion, Mike didn't have any work to do. Just watch where the keeper was and where Edwin, a.k.a. Fish Wilson, was positioned. And he just whipped it. He used Fish and the keeper and to create the angle, and Mike was just pelting this one at the right bottom hand corner of the goal. 7-0. And that's the worst defeat so far in our Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup tournament for 2016-2017. MON REPOS Sharks were the one who suffered the worst defeat. That's a 6-0 out of the hands of CARICOM Masters. And they are facing defeat here again, 7-0 out of the hands of Grosile veterans. Later on, after this encounter here, you'll be seeing the All Blacks of Dennery coming up against Ancillary. And of course, we'll be back here for the knockout stage of the main champion, where Soufrière veterans will come up against Flo Lancers FC on Saturday, the 14th of January. And Valley Legends will come up against VSADC. The games are at 6 and 8 respectively. And on Sunday, Lakewood veterans will play CARICOM Masters. And of course, Central Beaufort, the homeboys of Central Beaufort, to play Prophet and Kings. Games are at 5 and 7 respectively. Let me remind you that you're watching Jules production. Yes, of course, providing you with coverage of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football. It's Francis Babalastic. And I think this is the 8th one. Oh my God. This one was scooped. And it's going in the touch. Stewart was unable to take hold of it. Edwin Wilson is trying to pump this one there for Joseph, but Grosile again is taking the possession of the ball there from MON REPOS by Sylvester. Sylvester finding his man Kenny. Kenny back into defense, and of course you see this ball is swung across there by Frederick. A good control there by Regis. Trying to find his man there. Alcid. Burst of fury there on the left flank, and this time I believe Keith is not outside, and he's putting this one at the back of the net. It's 8-0 in speaking. MON REPOS suffering the worst defeat of the tournament so far. They were the 16th ball winner. Yes, of course. They came out of the playoffs. They won the 16th ball, and
don't be alarmed, is the truth.
They are just suffering and keep on suffering here. As you see, Bernard Gaston is. That's Thaddeus Gaston for a moment was going in a burst of fury there into the final third of GROS, but just giving this ball away, and Sherman Sylvester. Sherman is not doing an equal pass there onto his compatriot and just giving the ball away, but still recuperating this one. GROS and Sylvester again finding Lastic, and Lastic was trying to find Mortley there. This time it's Bernard Gaston giving this ball away again, and it looks to me like Charles. Lastic trying to find Mortley, doing so very fine. Lastic to Kenny. Kenny in control. 1-2 with Lastic. Mike is asking for it, but it's pushed way back. In control there is Frederick finding Bernard trying to play a little 1-2 there with Charles, and it's happening right now. Bernard and Charles in control of the ball game there for GROS. Sherman is ruled offside, and Sylvester is pointing to the referee. There was a man there in the defense of MON REPOS Jackson. We fall in all at the final whistle. There you have it.